And we are back live here, Digital Trends Live in the DT Kitchen. This is our first time actually shooting in the DT Kitchen. So thanks everybody for joining. Again, Digital Trends Live here, live every day at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. And in the Digital Trends Kitchen, I know since we are live, maybe I'll have to adjust my microphone just a little bit, but why don't we do this? Let's introduce my guest. It is Patrick McKee, Executive Chef. Patrick McKee, excuse me. Patrick McKee, I'm getting some info here. Patrick McKee, Executive Chef from Perlot.
Correct.
Patrick, thank you so much for joining us. So
thanks for having me.
Let's talk about, really quick, let's talk about Perlot.
Okay, great. We're located in the Beaumont neighborhood up on 46th and Fremont.
Okay, here in Portland, Oregon.
Here in Portland, Oregon. We do live jazz on Friday and Saturday night as well. We're very globally inspired. Lots of inspiration from my mother from Italy. Also from Southeast Asia, Japan, and of course, Portland, Oregon.
That is a wide range of influences on that. Like really quick, I want to talk about the jazz, because I know that's a big element of Perlot, of the restaurant. Right. So where does the jazz influence come in?
The owners really wanted to have a venue after Jimmy Mac's closed down. And they wanted to have, and Portland has a wide range of really great artists that live here. And they wanted to give them another venue to do it, and they also wanted to have a dinner house as well. So we're trying to do, dinner and a show and the same thing. And
Jimmy Mac's was a really famous jazz restaurant here in Portland, and yeah, so that's great, to try to pick that up. Let's talk about your influence. So you said, you have all of these different influences coming into being an executive chef. When did you know this is something you wanted to do for a living?
Actually, I was working here in Portland, and I was working at an old restaurant here called Zefiro, like way back in the day. And it was the first big fine dining restaurant that was really bringing a lot of the food focus from around the country here. Mm-hmm. And it was there that I really excelled, and I knew, working with Chef Chris Israel, that I could do this for a living. And basically what he had told me when I was leaving him was go find the best chef that you could work with here. And I ended up with Vitaly Paley, and I was there for 10 years.
Nice. That's a good way to start off.
Yeah.
So you learn from him, and you have this influence from your childhood. You said your mother was a big influence.
Oh, absolutely, huge influence on me.
So did she do a lot of cooking in the house growing up?
She did. Yeah, she and my grandmother both have tons of food memories. Sunday dinner, for instance, was a big thing for our family.
Nice.
You didn't miss it, when we were in high school. It's like I'm going to go hang out with my girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
I had to bring my girlfriend to the house because it was Sunday night dinner. Everybody gathered. There was always a time for us to kind of reflect on the week and talk about things that were going on in our lives. And, sit down and have my mom's spaghetti and meatballs or lasagna. I mean, I could go on and on.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's something really important I think about that, about actually cooking a good meal and enjoying that with each other. And Thanksgiving, obviously being tomorrow, a big time for that. And I know today you wanted to cook something extra special here that you brought in here to DT.
Well, yeah, for sure. My parents are actually here right now that came out from the East Coast. Nice. So one of my things. I think they're watching, I'm not sure. One of my big things is always side dish. And I think that that's definitely a big trend that's going on in Thanksgiving world. I like it. The turkey's the turkey or whatever, but it's like, for me, it's about doing creative side dishes that go along. Yeah. Whether you're doing a soup or whether you're doing stuffing or something. But this came directly from my mom, who used to make this crazy thing with bacon, green beans, some shallots, and some fried onions. It's very simple, but it's like, man, you do it right, and you're going to kill it.
I wouldn't really think of putting all of that together, but I mean, I like every one of them individually.
Right, yeah, and I've definitely got different memories of going out camping and watching her make this over a fire, in a cast iron pan, or doing
that's awesome.
Yeah, or doing this for Thanksgiving as well.
So now you've taken this on and you cook it yourself. So maybe we should walk through what it is that we have going.
Sure. Well, I've got some stuff going over here if we can take a peek. So slowly rendering some bacon, and I've got a little bit of shallot in here as well. So we've got the nice bacon fat and everything's, it smells good.
I will say it smells very good in here right now. So yeah, I'm not going to like this.
Gotta love the bacon.
It looks awesome.
Anyway, so all I'm going to really do, I turned it down a little bit while we were talking.
So are this like cubed bacon that you've got?
Yeah, so it's Newski's bacon I've got that I cubed. So and then just slowly rendered out. We want to keep that bacon fat in there. That's kind of one of the secrets to this whole thing. So
okay, so you want to cook it in that.
So and then all I did was just took some green beans and I blanched and just kind of cut them up a little bit so it'd be easy to use. And then we're just going to cook these in the bacon fat as well here.
Nice. So these are fresh green beans that you've got. You got the bacon
right,
fat.
Yeah,
How long was the bacon fat cooking in there?
I cook it in here for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I just do it over a medium heat, like a little bit low so you don't burn anything.
Mm-hmm. Is your mom going to be okay with you giving out this recipe right now?
Mom? I hope so.
Is this a family secret?
Well, it's a funny story because for a long time she wouldn't give me the family marinara recipe because she thought I was going to change it. So
really?
Yeah, and she had actually come out to Paley's with my dad when I was working there, and she sent a thank you note to Vitaly, and with the thank you note one year, she actually gave him a recipe card with the family marinara recipe.
She gave it to him,
she gave it to him before she gave it to me.
That's hilarious. So you've got the bacon cooking there about 5 minutes.
Just got to go in here, so just everything is nicely coated.
Well.
Yeah, so a little bit of shallot in there.
Shallot.
And then all I do is just a little bit of red wine vinegar. You can hear it kind of deglazes the pan.
Oh, yeah.
We'll let that come down a little bit, provide a nice little bite of acidity. It'll help, got a lot of good things going on the bottom of this pan, and then we're just going to finish with just a little bit of butter melted.
Oh, yeah.
So butter and
have the butter. The butter's always like
butter
a secret, isn't it?
butter and bacon.
So you work on this, you cook this up every year, or is this a year-round dish that you make?
You could definitely do this year-round. Summertime is always really good. I like to do this same dish, but add something like a cherry tomatoes or fresh chopped heirloom tomatoes as well in the summertime. I was on a river trip a couple of years ago and did this like in the summer on the river. Like same thing like my mom used to do.
I love that idea that you can cook it outside. I mean, this does seem like it's a really transportable dish.
It's definitely a very versatile thing, and the thing that I like about this, to be honest, is like I don't really care for the green bean casserole dish that everybody serves for Thanksgiving.
Okay. Me too.
So,
I didn't want to say anything. I'm like, I'm normally not a green bean casserole guy.
Well, it's like the canned soup and everything.
Exactly.
It's kind of gross. So anyway, we're going to finish this off. I'll just plate it real quick. So anyway, we've got everything going here.
This is so quick to make.
Right. So once you got everything done, this is just and I find too that it's just a real crowd pleaser.
Oh yeah. So, but see, this is perfect for me because I'm not an executive chef and I'm not that great at cooking. So, which is why they usually don't allow me to cook. I bring the wine, but I think that this is something even I could do.
Right. Yeah. It's super easy.
Yeah.
Just take the green beans and blanch the green beans for a minute or two ahead of time. Just let them cool off. Make it easier to cook so you're not cooking them from raw. So, and then, you can serve them. The thing I like about these dishes is, the handles are still not super hot, so you can just serve it right in here if you wanted to.
Right, you can
just
bring
put
it straight out.
Sure, but then, see, we got that nice little thing going on down there on the bottom.
That looks good. Again, it smells amazing in here. I'm not,
Yeah,
we're probably going to be bringing in other people from Digital Trends in here in a second, I'm sure. So you make this. You got the bacon, the butter, the shallot, the green beans, and then what else? What else do we do from here?
Super easy. So this is kind of where I came in a little bit. So I like to do a little bit of fresh parsley leaf. Just add a little bit. I love cooking with fresh herbs. A lot of like fresh herbs, especially when you finish a dish, it'll really make it stand out. And then we have some fried onions. So like the fried onions from the green bean casserole.
Yep.
Oh, here you go. Got them just like this.
This is a much better way to eat those with that,
right.
I think.
And then I like to finish everything with a little bit of salt. So we have some nice chef flake salt from Jacobson Salt Company, and I brought a little sneak surprise over. So
wait, what is the sneak surprise?
This is smoked Jacobson salt.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
Smoked salt. Okay,
Let's give it that.
I'm sorry, I know this is on camera and I know I'm like eating salt right now, but I had to try it. Smoked salt. So what does the smoked salt bring to it that's different?
Well, I think it just helps enhance the smoky flavor that the bacon is already bringing to it, and it just kind of gives it a little topper at the very end.
That is
just to make it pop.
I mean, this is an amazing dish. So you just saw how we can cook this right here, just in the kitchen, like how quick that was done. What other recommendations do you have for people for Thanksgiving? Do you have general recommendations that you tell, like, don't try to go outside of your comfort zone, or?
Well, that's funny. I was just going to say that. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Do the things you know. I think the one thing that you find with a lot of people is when they go outside of their comfort zone and try to create something that they're not comfortable with or not familiar with, that's when the screw-ups happen in the kitchen and you end up with burned chickens or half of your house burning down.
Exactly, I was going to say the house is burning down seems to be a frequent one.
Yes.
Be careful when you're deep frying your turkeys, everybody.
Yes, do not fry them when they are frozen.
Don't do that. It's a bad idea. But this is fantastic. So for Perlot, I wanted to bring that back to you. Do you guys do a Thanksgiving dinner or a Thanksgiving meal?
We're closed for the day, so give the crew a chance to kind of spend with their families.
That's great.
We're back in action on Friday. We have got music going on Friday and Saturday.
Nice. So. And so the other two owners of Perlot.
Right. So the owners are Eric Shinley and Casey O'Brien.
Okay.
And Eric Shinley's ancestor his last name was Perlot, which is
okay. I was going to ask like how, where Perlot came from, what that meant.
Right. So his last name was Perlot. He came from France. Came actually to California for the California Gold Rush. Ended up actually in Portland. It was one of the first vegetable farmers in Portland at the Yankee.
Interesting.
Farm. So it just kind of ties in everything, because one of my philosophies for being at Perlot as the chef there is to really focus on buying local vegetables, local meat, local, sustainable, organic. It sounds trite, but it's really important to support your local community.
And I think that I find that in a lot of a lot of different chefs that we talk to, like local is an important thing. Like wherever you are, the local ingredients seem to make the difference.
Absolutely.
In those dishes.
Well, the quality is going to be great. We have a lot of really great local produce.
Fresher, I would imagine.
Fresher, the wide variety of things. We have a lot of talented people. We work very closely with, for instance, the Side Yard Farm. Stacey Gibbons is like absolutely fantastic. She grows some really great product. We're really proud to be able to use it. Groundwork Organics is another one that's available throughout the year for the most part. So this time of year, we're finding a lot of squash and a lot of things like that we can get from them as well.
That's cool. So each region is probably different. Like, what would your recommendation be for somebody who wants to cook and go local? Like, where's the best way to start? Because a lot of people, you just think, you go to the big grocery store.
The Portland Farmers Market, I think, is the best place to start.
Is there, for like other regions too, are there other, like find the farmers markets? Is that the best way?
I would say everywhere you go, finding the farmers market's the best way to go.
Yeah.
I know one of the greatest farmers markets I've been to in New York City was the Union Square Farmers Market.
Nice. So again, and what would you call this?
I would call this.
Do you have a name for it?
No. I was like trying to think up a fancy name there. It would be just my mom's green bean side dish, I think.
I think that's perfect right there. Your mom would probably be mad if you named it something else anyway.
I think so.
Yeah, so see, there we go, Mom.
I didn't change it too much.
You did it right. Well, again, Patrick McKee down at Perlot. And Patrick, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
For joining us for this. I think we're actually going to be trying this here in just a little bit. I'm not going to torture you with me eating it right on camera yet. But we're going to go back to the studio here after just a quick break. We're going to be talking to Franco with the Relief app, talking about Relief and everything they're doing to help people decide what marijuana works for them. So we're going to be discussing that here in just a second. Back with more Digital Trends Live.